I have participated in the 12th workshop of SAFE. Today I am here to speak about three basic things. First of all, I will talk about the real life story of myself. Then I will move on to the benefits of engaging with SAFE family and also the real learning of SAFE workshop. Then I'll move on to the discussion about some ideas of myself regarding SAFE. Now let's get started. So first of all, I will go to the real life story, and I have been able to play the role of a mediator between two aggressive political groups of my home. Then the story was about getting the seat, which is called seat booking politics. That means seat politics. So in our political group, we belong some seats. So other opposition, the opposition leaders and opposition group, they demanded and they started arguing to make it a political room for their first year students. But our political leaders and also our group members, they're not allowing them to make it a political room. So the clash was in that point. So first of all, there was an altercation between two group leaders, but they couldn't come up to a solution. That's why it went up to the clash. Then in that clash, some of my friends, classmates, batchmates and juniors, they got injured. At that time, I didn't have anything to do. I was just a witness and observing the scenario. Next morning, in the next day, two groups, they started again taking preparation. They are just rearranging their groups. They are taking a strong position against each other's group. That time I was thinking, what can I do? What can we do? What can we take initiatives? How can we solve this problem? How can we avoid this violation? That time I went to my group leader and just started convincing him by saying some good words and also motivating him. After that, I as well as my group mates, they went to the opposition group leader and tried to request him, please try to understand the situation. If you make a violation, if there is a clash, then who will be the loser? Who will be the ultimate victim? We will be the victim. So we finally tried to make them understand and also succeeded to avoid that violation. So how was it possible? Because we could understand their underlying needs, their interest, what I have learned from SAFE workshop. Because if there is a clash, if there is a conflict, if there is a violation, there is something behind the scenario. So if we can find out all the things, then it is possible for us, it is possible for all of the SAFE members to solve a problem. So I believe that I have been able to mitigate the situation, I have been able to handle the situation only because of the learning of SAFE. And before participating in the SAFE workshop, I used to believe that the violation, it is unavoidable issue. Violation can never be avoided, and without violation, nothing can be achieved. No demand can be fulfilled. But after coming to this workshop, after participating in the workshop, I come to know about some terms. For example, the definition of conflicts, the definition of violence, the types of violence, and in the types of violence we learn that first of all we learn physical abuse, then intimidation, coercion, threat, and some other things. And finally we got a message that violation is an option. This is not obligatory, this is not mandatory, this is not only way to solve a problem. This is just an option, we can avoid it. So now I will be moving on to my second segment, that is the real learning of this workshop. Yes, the organization and workshops are designed only for students, not for university teachers, not for the general public of our country. We the students are the future of our country, and students of Bangladesh are playing a vital role in the country policy. just think about the independence war, where the students played a role from 1969 to 1971. Think about the language movement, where students played also a vital role in 1952, and also the pro-democracy movement of 1989 to 1991. And if I want to give you a recent example, I might utter the movement of the student movement. We want justice. Can you remember? We want justice, the student movement. They showed how to solve traffic jam problem. They also showed us how to materialize all the traffic rules, where the traffic police, they're not being able to do it year after year. They're trying, but we are not getting any results. But within a short amount of time, within a short period, they just proved it. It is possible within this narrow road. It is possible within this country to solve all the problems. They made a separate queue for the emergency vehicles, and also they showed us by checking all the driving license of each driver. So it was really excellent. That means these kinds of scenario are the evidence that students can do anything. They can make anything possible. Then if we want to talk about the quota reformation system, that thing we said, and also we just observed that students were too serious at the final stage. Some students, they stood against police. They were really prepared to sacrifice their life for the sake of fulfilling the demands, for the sake of the, country people's demands. So you see what students cannot do. They can do everything. They can materialize everything. They can implement everything. But if you don't have the dedication, if you don't have the willingness, if you don't have the motivation, then nothing is possible. So I have got motivation. I have been dedicated after coming and after participating in the workshop of SAFE, and also guideline. Proper guideline is also important to make anything possible, which SAFE is providing to the students the proper guideline. Now I will be moving on to the last point, that is about some ideas regarding SAFE. And I want to start these segments by a quote: if you know what makes one person's life change, then you know what makes a nation change, because a nation is simply a large group of individuals. It has been quoted by Marion Wilson. Finally, I have a message to all of you that you all are SAFE members, SAFE promise leader. So what is your responsibility? What is my responsibility? What is our responsibility? To spread the news, to just inform others about the opportunities of SAFE. How can they also be benefited? How can they solve the problems of our society? How can they promote tolerance? How can they promote diversity and intensiveness in the society? It is our responsibility to spread the news to them. It can be by social media and some other medias. Okay, and the aim of SAFE is to promote the urge to say no to all forms of violence and abuse, as well as to change the tradition of the society and attitudes, behaviors that promotes tolerance and diversity. And the ultimate goal of our life should be to be a social leader and to be the change maker, so that we can contribute to the economy, to the other development of our country. We can change the tradition, we can break the tradition, we can solve all the internal and external problems of our country, because if we go behind, who will take the responsibility? So today I am here dreaming with you to make a world where there will be no violence, where it will be free from violence, and in one word, if I say, it will be love for all and hatred for none. And I hope you all will be together, we all will be able to work together, and one day our SAFE will be a renowned, SAFE will be a renowned organization, and our workshops will be much more participatory, and we will try to materialize all the things what we have learned, what we are learning, what we will learning from the organization and from the workshops. Thank you so much everyone for listening to me. Assalamu alaikum.